In Thailand, a monk once told a struggling farmer to stop worrying about money. 3 days later, the farmer found gold buried in his field. Coincidence? Let's talk about what Buddhism actually says about this. You've probably heard people say, "It's just my luck," or "I wasn't meant to be rich." But here's the thing. Theravada Buddhism has a completely different take on wealth, karma, and whether money can literally fall from the sky. And it's not what most people think. Today we're breaking down the actual teachings, the stuff that doesn't usually make it to Instagram quotes. This gets deep, so stick with me. So here's the confusion most people have. They think Buddhism says money is bad, that wanting wealth is wrong, that if you're poor, you somehow deserve it because of past life karma. And if you're rich, you must have been a saint in your previous life. But then you look around and see terrible people with tons of money, good people struggling to pay rent, kids born into poverty through no fault of their own, kids born into billionaire families who did nothing to earn it. It doesn't add up, right? And this creates a real problem for people trying to understand Buddhist teachings. Because if karma determines everything, then what's the point of trying? If your wealth is already predetermined by past lives, why work hard? Why save money? Why build anything? On the flip side, some people use karma as an excuse. Oh, that person is poor because of their bad karma. It becomes a way to ignore suffering, a way to feel superior. That's messed up. So we need to figure out what Theravada Buddhism actually teaches about this stuff. Not the watered-down, feel-good version, the real deal. The foundation. What karma actually means first. Let's get clear on karma. The word literally means action. That's it. Not fate, not destiny, action. In Theravada Buddhism, karma is about cause and effect. You do something, it has results. Simple. But here's where it gets interesting. Those results don't always show up immediately. Some actions create results in this life, some in the next life, some many lives later. Think of it like planting seeds. You plant an apple seed today, you don't get an apple tomorrow. Takes years. Same with karma. Your actions are seeds. The results are the fruits. Different seeds, different timing. But here's the key thing most people miss. Karma is not the only force operating in the universe. Buddhism actually lists 5 natural laws, and karma is just one of them. The 5 natural laws. Let me break these down. First, there's physical laws. Gravity, temperature, chemistry. You jump off a building, you fall. That's not karma, that's just physics. Second, biological laws. Seeds grow into plants, bodies age, you get sick from a virus. Again, not karma, just nature doing its thing. Third, psychological laws. How your mind works. If you think angry thoughts all day, you'll feel angry. If you practice calm, you'll feel calmer. This is mental cause and effect, separate from karma. Fourth, karma, the law of moral cause and effect. Your intentional actions have moral weight and create results. Fifth, dharma, the way things are, impermanence. The fact that everything changes, no one escapes this, not even billionaires. So when it comes to wealth, all 5 of these laws are operating at once. Your financial situation isn't just about karma, it's about where you were born, the economy, your health, your decisions, random chance, and yes, karma too. Karma and wealth. The actual teaching. Now let's get specific about wealth. The Buddha talked about 4 types of people regarding money and karma. Type 1. Had wealth in a past life, has wealth in this life. These are people born into rich families who stay rich. Their past generosity created conditions for present abundance. Type 2. Had wealth in a past life, poor in this life. Maybe they were generous before but also wasteful, or their merit ran out, or they made poor choices this lifetime. Type 3. Poor in past life, rich now. These are the people who started from nothing and built wealth. Their current generosity and effort is bearing fruit. Type 4. Poor in past life, poor now. Didn't create conditions for wealth before, not creating them now. But here's the critical part. The Buddha never said you're stuck. He never said, well, you're type 4, so give up. The whole point is you can change categories through your actions. Generosity, the wealth karma. In Theravada Buddhism, the primary karmic cause of wealth is dana, generosity, giving, sharing, not greed, not hoarding, not even hard work alone. Generosity. The suttas are full of this. The Buddha says people who give freely tend to receive wealth. People who are stingy, even if they're rich now, plant seeds for future poverty. Think about this practically. A generous person builds relationships. People want to help them. They create goodwill. Opportunities come their way. A stingy person, even if they're smart and hardworking, people avoid them. Doors close. But it goes deeper than this life. According to the teaching, genuine generosity, giving without expecting anything back, creates powerful, positive karma that can result in wealth in future lives. Now, does this mean every generous person becomes rich? No. Remember, there are 5 laws operating. You can be generous and still lose money to a bad economy, to illness, to bad luck. Karma isn't a vending machine where you put in good deeds and money pops out. luck, chance, and randomness. Here's something most people don't know. Buddhism absolutely acknowledges randomness and luck. There's a concept called akalika, things that are not the result of karma, random events, being in the wrong place at wrong time, a tree falling on your house, winning the lottery. The Buddha never said everything that happens to you is because of your karma. That would be deterministic fatalism, and he specifically rejected that view. So yes, money can kind of fall from the sky. You can find treasure, win a prize, inherit unexpected wealth. These things happen. Buddhism doesn't deny reality. But here's the twist. Even when luck brings you money, what you do with it creates new karma. You win the lottery, you can hoard it all and create karma for future lack. Or you can share it and create karma for future abundance. The circumstances you're born into, rich family or poor family, that's influenced by past karma, but also by randomness and the 5 laws. But your choices from this moment forward, that's on you. Effort and work Buddhism is super practical about this. The Buddha told a man named Sigala exactly how to build wealth in this life. 1. Avoid 4 channels of loss: addiction, hanging with bad people who drain you, laziness, and partying excessively. 2. Earn wealth through ethical means. Don't steal, don't scam, don't harm others for profit. 3. Protect your wealth. Save, invest wisely, don't waste it. 4. Associate with good people who encourage you to do well. 5. Develop skills. Learn, get better at things. 6. Share your wealth. Give to family, friends, good causes. Notice what's in this list: practical effort, smart decisions, ethical behavior. It's not just be generous and wait. It's actively building wealth while also being generous. There's a sutta where the Buddha compares a person's wealth to rain. If you have a field but never plant seeds, the rain doesn't help. If you plant seeds but there's no rain, nothing grows. You need both: the conditions, karma, luck, and the effort, work, wisdom. The wealthy merchant's question. There's a story in the suttas where a wealthy merchant asks the Buddha, "Why are some people poor and miserable? Why are some rich and miserable? Why are some poor and happy? Why are some rich and happy?" The Buddha's answer is brilliant. He says, poor and miserable, not generous in the past and also cruel or angry. Rich and miserable, generous in the past but also cruel or angry. Poor and happy, not generous in the past but kind and patient. Rich and happy, generous in the past and also kind and patient. See what he's doing? Wealth and happiness are separate karmic results from separate causes. Generosity leads to wealth. Kindness leads to happiness. You need both. You can have all the money in the world and be absolutely miserable if you've been cruel. You can be broke but genuinely content if you've cultivated kindness and patience, destiny, and free will. So is your financial future predetermined? Is it destiny? According to Theravada Buddhism, no. There is no fixed destiny. The Buddha rejected both extremes: total free will and total determinism. Yes, you have karmic momentum from the past. That's real. If you've created strong karma for poverty through stinginess and stealing in past lives, you'll face obstacles to wealth in this life. That momentum exists, but you also have freedom in each moment to make new choices. Those choices create new karma, new momentum. You're not trapped. Think of it like a river. Your past karma is the current direction the river is flowing. Strong current from the past might push you toward poverty, but you have a paddle. You can steer. You can work with the current or against it. It takes effort to go against strong karma, but it's possible. The Buddha's teaching is empowering, not fatalistic. He's saying, yes, you're dealing with consequences from the past, but right now, you can plant new seeds. You can change your trajectory. Can money actually fall from the sky? Back to the title question. In a literal sense, sure, it's possible. Someone could drop cash from a plane and it lands near you. Unlikely, but possible. That would fall under random chance. In a karmic sense, if you've been extremely generous in past lives, you might be born into wealth. Money is basically there when you arrive. From your current perspective, it kind of fell from the sky. You didn't work for it in this life. Or you might receive an unexpected inheritance. A business opportunity appears out of nowhere. Someone decides to gift you money. From your view, it seems like luck, but Buddhism would say there might be karmic conditions from your past generosity that created the circumstance. But here's the important part. Even if money comes easily to you, Buddhist teaching says hoarding it or using it harmfully creates bad karma. Wealth without wisdom and generosity is considered dangerous. It becomes a source of suffering. The suttas describe wealthy people who are miserable, anxious, paranoid about losing their money. They have the wealth, but not the peace. That's not considered successful in Buddhism. The bigger picture. Why do you want wealth? Buddhism always brings it back to this question. Why? What's the point of wealth? If you want wealth to hoard it, to feel superior, to indulge in harmful pleasures, that's going to create suffering for you regardless of whether you get rich. If you want wealth to provide for loved ones, to have freedom to practice the Dharma, to help others, to live without constant stress, those are understandable reasons. Buddhism doesn't condemn that. The Buddha himself said that poverty is suffering. He didn't romanticize being poor. He acknowledged that financial stress makes it harder to practice, harder to be generous, harder to focus on liberation. But he also taught that wealth without virtue is hollow. That craving for endless more is the real poverty, that the wealthiest person is the one who is content with enough. Practical application. So what do you actually do with this information? 1. Be generous now. Give what you can, even if it's small. This plants seeds for future wealth and also makes you feel abundant now. 2. Earn ethically. Don't build wealth through harming others. That karma will come back. 3. Work smart and hard. Karma isn't an excuse for laziness. Develop skills. Make wise decisions. 4. Cultivate contentment. Appreciate what you have while working toward more. Don't let desire for wealth consume you. 5. Use wealth wisely when you have it. Share it. Invest in things that matter. Don't waste it on stuff that creates suffering. 6. Develop the mind. Practice meditation. Cultivate wisdom. A calm, clear mind makes better financial decisions than an anxious, greedy mind. 7. Understand that wealth alone won't make you happy. Work on kindness, patience, wisdom at the same time. Oh yeah, how do you feel about what we shared so far? Do you find the teachings meaningful? Do like and subscribe, as this will get the algorithms to suggest more of our videos to you. Here's the profound realization at the heart of this teaching. You are not a passive victim of fate. You're also not in complete control. You're in a dance between past conditions and present choices. Your current financial situation is partly influenced by past karma, including from lives you don't remember. It's partly influenced by randomness, the economy, where you were born, luck. It's partly influenced by your effort and choices now. All of these are happening at once. The freedom comes from realizing that regardless of your starting point, you can influence where you go from here. Your generosity today plants seeds for tomorrow. Your effort today creates conditions for future success. Your wisdom today prevents future mistakes. And here's the twist. The ultimate goal in Buddhism isn't to be rich. It's to be free from suffering. Wealth can help with that if used wisely, but it can also trap you if you become attached to it. The truly lucky person in Buddhism isn't the one born into a billionaire family. It's the person who has enough wealth to live comfortably, the wisdom to use it well, the generosity to share it freely, and the clarity to not be enslaved by wanting more. That person has won the real lottery. So let's bring this all together. Can money fall from the sky? In rare cases, yes. Random luck exists. Past karma from generosity can also create conditions where wealth comes easily. But for most people, wealth comes from a combination of past generosity, creating favorable conditions, present effort, and smart choices, and a bit of luck. You're not doomed to poverty by bad karma. You're not guaranteed wealth by good karma. You're in an active process where your choices matter every single day. The Buddhist teaching is both humble and empowering. Humble because you acknowledge forces beyond your control. Empowering because you recognize your power to plant new seeds right now. Be generous. Work hard, earn ethically, use wealth wisely, cultivate inner peace. That's the formula. Whether you believe in past lives or not, the practical advice works. Generous people tend to do better in life. Ethical work tends to be sustainable. Wise use of money creates security. Inner peace makes you rich regardless of your bank account. And that's what Theravada Buddhism really teaches about wealth and karma. Not fatalism, not magical thinking. Just practical wisdom about cause and effect across time. If this changed how you think about money and karma, subscribe for more deep dives into Buddhist philosophy.